action of the NHL. Coming up this week, generating enough wattage for a Toronto victory. And, fear not, only if the fearless flyer is on your team. Brought to you by Power Stick Start our show in the Smythe division.
Number 99, Wayne Gretzky, at 1,999 points. And tonight is his 857th NHL game. So just another indication at the quickness and the greatness that Gretzky has achieved.
Wayne Gretzky's achievements in hockey are remarkable, but these days they've taken on a new quality. Gretzky is reaching milestones that once were unimaginable.
The pass goes off McSorley right to Gretzky, who's on the ice. Ahead now, Granato to Sandstrom. In on goal, a shot, he scores! Thomas Sandstrom with the goal, and I think Gretzky will get the second assist. Career point number 2,000 right there, and the fans know it. Wayne Gretzky, the game's all-time scorer, has reached another milestone.
It's not a broken record. It's a milestone which is going to last for a long, long time.
This ovation at the Winnipeg Arena was on behalf of hockey fans everywhere. Nevertheless, it came in the context of a game that was taken over by the Jets.
Steen through center, passes across for Olesen. Goes in the zone, left circle in the slot. Eleniuk with a shot, score!
Pat Eleniuk provided a 3-1 lead.
Now the Jets on a loose puck, keep it in. Steen, a shot, deflected, score! Sykes!
Winnipeg went on to win 6-2. A very good night for the Jets, but still a great night for the great one. Number 99 had put a new number on the board. Scary times for the Edmonton Oilers, who entered a recent match with Winnipeg unable to disguise the fact they had lost 4 straight. This game could have gone either way.
He feeds it into the Oilers' zone. Ranford out to play the puck. Gets the fence, got crisscross. Buckberger in on a breakaway. Didn't get the shot away, and Evans covers up. Lead pass for Fenton behind the defense. Fenton going in. Backhand shot. Ranford the save. Semenoff with a hard shot. Anderson to Craig Beauty moving into Simpson. He tips it in. A good save by Essenson.
The Oilers were shooting, just not scoring. A 0-0 tie prevailed as the game moved into the third period.
Up the boards for Thomas Dean, intercepted. Simpson to Hoggins, slap shot deflected. Essenson got a piece again. He was down and it went to the corner. Charlie Huddy with the puck to the backhand, cuts for the goal, got a shot away, and Essenson made the save.
Edmonton was in the midst of a 7-period scoring drought, but it got worse from there. With the score 0-0 in overtime, Winnipeg found the juice. The result was sudden death.
Momantha. Pass to Eleniuk. Gives it to Thomas Dean. Back to Eleniuk. Shot, he scores!
Edmonton's problems continue while the Jets continue to surge. An injury-related youth movement on Long Island sent 20-year-old Danny Lorenz into his first NHL start against the Kings. But it was 22-year-old Rich Pilon who seemed impetuous when he messed with the man. Wayne Gretzky didn't take it lying down.
Duchesne to Blake. Ron Blake at the side of the net. Nothing to it for Wayne Gretzky. Power play goal, and the Kings lead 2-0. You think that isn't a setup play? Look at Gretzky. He's yelling at guess who? Richard Pilon. Gretzky has a lot to say to him. Pilon roughed him up, rung his bell pretty good, but I suppose the best way to answer back, he's done it so many times in the past, is score a goal. Gretzky to Tony Granato, shoots, pass, save, the rebound, he scores! Granato!
Gretzky and his line mates have been scoring plenty lately, while Kelly Rudy has been doing just the opposite.
Coming right in on Rudy, to the backhand, to the forehand, and he's beaten. The rebound is tucked under the pad. Well, well.
The struggling Islanders were defeated 4-1 as the Kings roll on in the Smythe division with 9 victories in their first 13 games. Now let's bear down on an explosive segment from the hit video Dynamite on Ice. It's called the penalty shot.
And a Red Wing has fallen on the puck in the crease. There'll be a penalty shot.
Cutting in around him. Hooked on the play. That's going to be a penalty shot.
Levelin lost his stick. A penalty upcoming.
He threw the stick. It's a penalty shot. There's going to be a penalty shot.
All eyes focused on the 2 players involved while the anticipation grows for one of the most exciting moments in sports. A skater and a goaltender in a matchup of skill.
Crowd on its feet. Active one-on-one against Van Meesbrook. Here he goes. Scores!
Oh, nice shot.
he's going to do.
Lemieux comes out to meet him. Carson hangs on to it. Lemieux with a save.
Here comes Lindy Ruff against Mario Brunetta.
Score!
Here we go. Sandstrom starts out from the King zone. Picks up the puck of the red line. He moves across the line. He goes down the middle. He shoots. He scores!
There's no rebounds here. Here comes Denis. He shoots, and he missed the top corner.
We'll lay out. You just watch as Sakic moves in.
Score!
Here's Hunter against Wendell Young. Never got it on net.
Here comes Eklund. He missed.
He was clear enough in front. Here comes Mario across the blue line. Coming on with a deep shot and a go.
They only happen once every 50 games or so. Those brief encounters known as the penalty shot. Next, returning to form in the Adams division. Character salutes a character player. Boston's Ray Bourque returned to the lineup after missing 2 weeks with a shoulder injury. Bourque had a hand in a second-period goal in Buffalo against the Sabres.
Ray Bourque up the center. Christian 3-on-2 Boston. Over the line for Brickley. Bearing in the shot. Score! Christian deflected home. The shot of Brickley to tie the game at 2.
Buffalo sharpshooter Rick Vive put the Sabres up by 1 goal in the third period. But this important Adams division duel would be knotted again, thanks to an assist from Boston's most irreplaceable player.
Buffalo digging down as they have the lead. Carpenter trying to come back over the line in deep. Scores! Bobby Carpenter, a power play goal to tie it at 3.
That would be the overtime final in Ray Bourque's re-debut for 1990. A big monkey on the Whalers' backs has always been the Montreal Canadiens. Rick Lee's Hartford club didn't perform any tricks, so it was a treat to watch the visitors.
And Halloween festivities here in Hartford. Portnoy steps in. He scores!
Portnoy was a very good shot. If you come out at him, you got to keep coming.
That's exactly what the speedy Montreal forward did in the second.
Lifted out the center. Here's Portnoy racing ahead. Sidorkovich out to meet him. A save by Sidorkovich. They score! The puck got behind Sidorkovich, and Montreal has the lead 3-2.
Whaler goalies may have had gremlins, but not Patrick Waugh. His tricks were magical.
Francis fakes the shot, cuts it, he shoots. A glove save by Patrick Waugh. He'll hang on.
Not a funny night for the host Whalers, dropping a 4-2 decision and 5 points behind second-place Montreal. Now it's time for the Alka-Seltzer Plus Award update. When you got a cold and you gotta get relief, you gotta get Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. He was the AHL's best defenseman last year. New Jersey's Eric Weinrich is carrying these skills to the NHL this season.
He goes center point, got Weinrich right open, a slam shot, score! Eric Weinrich with a long-range slam shot from the slot.
Playing great hockey on both ends of the ice, the Devils' Eric Weinrich, leading the NHL in plus-minus on the Alka-Seltzer Plus Award update. Wayne Gretzky has the highest points per game average in NHL history. Pittsburgh Penguins superstar Mario Lemieux is second. Can you name the third player on the points per game list? Stay tuned. Pan out well for Toronto. With a 1-10-1 record, an autumn change in head coaches was made, and Leafs of a different color emerged.
Luke Richardson fires it down the left board. Scott Moose couldn't turn. Shoveled in by Thibodeau, and right in front of the net they score. A crashing move by Daniel Merwab, and first blood goes to the Maple Leafs.
But the struggling Minnesota North Stars quickly placed a winter-like grip on the Leafs.
Here's Bellows. He's wide open. He shoots. He scores! And Stu Gavin gallops after it to the corner. There's the center and the shot to goal for Neil Broughton. I am afraid he got nothing on that one. And here comes Neil Broughton, shorthanded. He shoots one. He scores! Neil Broughton nails his first shorthanded goal of the year. He has 2 goals tonight, and the North Stars lead 3-1.
They expanded the lead to 4-1. Toronto then commenced an unexpected spring-like rebirth.
Mervers ahead for an old check. Both teams now at full strength. Wendell Clark shoot. Oh, he scored! Taco got a piece of it, and it caught free to the back of the net, and Wendell Clark nails the goal
a successful debut for new head coach Tom Watt. Grandiose celebrations in St. Louis, a city that has supported its team through more thin than thick. But the Blues currently reside on the Norris Division throne and have good reason to set lofty goals for the new season. Earlier this year, the talk around the Blues involved the multi-million-dollar salaries dispensed to some big people.
Well, I think management made a commitment to winning when Mike Shanahan took the ownership in the operation, and it wasn't that we didn't have it before either. We had the youngest team in the National Hockey League last year, and Brett Hull was on the last year of his first professional contract, and obviously he had to be re-signed, and management went the extra step and did it.
Hull netted a right-wing record 72 goals last season, a mark he might eclipse this year.
In front, Hull intercepts. Out is Casey, shoots, he scores! And Hull does it again. He's off to another brilliant start. Blues, Hull over the line, cutting in the left wing, a shot, he scores! Brett Hull! Hull goes in, score! It had to happen.
Hull's been gobbling up the Maple Leafs almost single-handedly. 6 goals in 2 nights.
Number 14 for the Golden. Brett is 7th in 3 games.
I wanted to stay in St. Louis, and I told them that from the beginning, and you could say I was politicking, but I wasn't. I really wanted to stay in St. Louis, and we picked up some key players, and there are some expectancies, especially in St. Louis, and you got to remember we're still a young team, and we still make mistakes, and as long as we make the playoffs, the potential's there to do anything. But we're looking forward to a big season, just like everyone else is expecting us to have one.
High-scoring winger Jeff Courtnall was obtained in an off-season trade, but the biggest acquisition was the free agent signing of defenseman Scott Stevens, furthering the hopes of St. Louis.
We expect a lot from ourselves too, and the management's made a commitment and brought some different players here and signed some other different players, and I think the players feel that, and they feel that, hey, they've done a lot of work here and they've made a commitment, and now it's our turn to go out there and do as well as we can.
St. Louis has perhaps the best goaltending tandem in the Norris Division. Rookie Curtis Joseph is quickly learning what a big save is all about.
Pass ahead, breakaway. Gretzky alone. He shoots. Glove save by Kurt Joseph.
There is a certain amount of pressure. I think we got to raise our standards and raise our goals a little bit. We definitely want to do better than last year. So I guess we have maybe the Final Four and the Stanley Cup in mind, and we got to shoot for that, and consistency every night.
Combining with Joseph is former Montreal farmhand Vincent Riendo, who broke a long St. Louis drought against his old team.
And here's a break for Richer. Does he get a shot away? Winds up, fires at Riendo. The save.
Riendo recorded the Blues' 3rd career shutout against Montreal and the first since 1973. Big bucks, big hopes. St. Louis is certainly being perceived in a different light.
We've had a lot of depth to our organization. We're still young, and we're still learning, but we expect a lot from our team, and it's nice to have the pressure from the outside because we never really had it before.
Our Hockey Week quick quiz answer is former Islander star Mike Bossy. His points per game average of 1.497 is 3rd best in NHL history. Now it's time for the Power Stick Power Play. Make sure this man does not point your way, especially in Calgary.
When you've got
New York Rangers played hosts with the most as Smythe Best LA rolled into town.
Rangers open up the second period with Tocchet, King, and Broughton opposite the Gretzky line. In front, score! Paul Broughton off the pass from Darren Tocchet, and the Rangers lead 3-2.
Through 2, the Rangers held a 1-goal lead, but they widened the gap big time in the 3rd as Roger Nielsen turned his troops loose.
Leach with McSorley there. Quick shot, score! That's the most goals Daniel Berthiaume has given up this season. Good save off of Brodnik, and they score! 2 quick ones for the Rangers in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. And they lead 6-3.
On the strength of 5 third-period goals, the Blue Shirts went on to a 9-4 romp as their early season home ice dominance continued. Meanwhile, at the Spectrum in Philadelphia, before a very appreciative home crowd, Tim Kerr returned to the Flyer lineup as he prepared to put personal tragedy behind him.
Standing ovation. Well, you know how hard it is for him to even look up. Oh.
But a goal barrage by the visiting Penguins helped spoil things.
He's in deep in the play. Yonder goes behind the net. He tries to beat him down. Front, goes down the Robbie Brown. He shoots and scores. Robbie Brown gets the Penguins their second goal. And they have a 2-0 lead here in Philadelphia. Now, she wants to sell my monkey, Robbie Brown. Penguins pick it up. Here's Bob Erie with good speed. Caulfield cuts to the net. He's right there. Shot. He shoots and scores. Jay Caulfield gives the Penguins the goal right back, and they lead 3-1. Oh, I'll be count kick. Roberts over to Gillen out of the Flyer zone. Drop it back. It goes over to Gillen. Daniels a shot. The save made. The rebound. Gillen trying to put it in. He shoots and scores. Randy Gillen drills it by Apollon Kenny Reagan. And the Penguins have a 6-2 lead. And ladies and gentlemen, Elvis has just left the building.
Now let's take a look at one of the most fearless players in the National Hockey League, Rick Tocchet, as he flies into action.
Tockett score! Rick Tockett!
Well, these are the kind of shots that nobody stops. He is really the heart and soul of this Philadelphia club.
He scores! Rick Tockett!
He has turned himself from being known as just a hard-working, tough guy into a real strong finesse hockey player.
This is Rick Tocchet, one of the premier power forwards in the National Hockey League. At the 1983 entry draft in Montreal, few thought this 6th-round pick would develop as he has.
When I was drafted by the Flyers, it was a rush in your bloodstream and your head. It was just like, wow, this is great. The Flyers, and they have a lot of tradition. They were 2 Stanley Cups. They've been successful franchise, and the type of players they want are tough two-way hockey players, and I figured that that was one of the reasons I got drafted here, and I was kind of excited because I knew I could play that style for him and be successful for him.
Tockett had an ideological clash with former Flyers coach Mike Keenan. Physical play was what Keenan was looking for, while Rick had another notion.
Well, I wanted to be Guy Lafleur, like a Guy Lafleur player, and I knew I'd never be that, but I honestly thought I had more skill and offensive talent than Mike, I guess, the first couple years thought I had. I think that it was just part of his, construction of me and the construction of other guys where he was going to build them to be a good hockey player. So I guess the first couple years he wanted to be that type of hockey player because it was a learning process.
In 2 of Tockett's first 3 NHL seasons, the Flyers qualified for the Stanley Cup Finals, though Philadelphia lost each time to the Edmonton Oilers. Throughout, the 6-foot, 205-pound right wing acquitted himself so well that he was asked to lace up for the group of all-stars that would represent Team Canada in the September 1987 Canada Cup tournament.
I remember just going in training camp, just being asked, and I took it serious. I mean, I was surprised being asked, but I wasn't shocked, and I worked out, and I wanted to make that team because I knew the type of team they wanted. They didn't want all Savards, Howard Chucks, and Gretzkys. They wanted some players that can play in the 3rd and 4th line, and I knew I was going to be a 3rd or 4th and a 4th line player. I knew what my role was going to be, and I said, sure, I'll take that. I don't care. I mean, I would have, just to travel with the team, I would have took it.
A highlight for Tockett with Team Canada was rubbing elbows with and rooming with none other than Wayne Gretzky.
It's amazing because he's a normal guy. I thought I thought he might sleep for 3 hours and do all these psych stuff, read books and all this, meditate, great hockey player like that. But he watches ball games. He doesn't even sleep. He just does anything. I mean, that's what's amazing. He's just a normal guy. Gets a lot of phone calls too. But one thing when you're rooming with Wayne Gretzky, I remember you're gonna get a lot of phone calls.
Rick has been ringing up some impressive numbers in recent years, posting 82 goals over the last 2 seasons. But he sees his role as more than just a point collector.
I'd like to be a complete hockey player. I want to be able to try to be able to play both ends of the rink. If there's a minute left in the game, I want to be the guy to stop, be the guy, preventing a goal, and I want a guy who also will be out there to try to get a goal. And I think that's the ultimate compliment is if you can be that type of player that in both situations you'll be out there.
A rugged two-way player who's in his prime, Philadelphia's fearless flyer, Rick Tocchet. We'll get out of Rick's path too. See you next time on Power Stick Hockey Week.